You mentioned you had one of the biggest, and we know this to be true, the biggest Snapchat following ever, man.
Me and DJ Khaled. Shout out to DJ Khaled. Me and DJ Khaled were probably the two biggest Snapchat influencers ever.
100%,
Yeah.
bro. 100%. Why did Snapchat put the kibosh on your channel?
You know what? All it takes is one person in a room to just hit that delete button, and I don't know how they depicted that. But one thing you have to know is that on Instagram, our hashtag is blocked. So the hashtags that are blocked, who knows, could be guns for sale. These words and terminology had to be done in a meeting, and there had to be some approval process. So you can't post hashtag Cali plug.
What's the social media platform you're leveraging the most right now?
It's got to be. This is Cali Plug, and you're watching City Mills TV.
We got Cali Plug. Thank you for coming by, bro.
Hey man, always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see someone like yourself that's been at the game this long. You've been at it almost 10 years, right?
Yep.
So it took you 10 years to become an overnight success, as they say.
Yeah, they don't see all the hard work.
They don't. They only see the lifestyle, the Bentleys, the chains. You know, when you started out to become what everyone's calling you, the digital trap king, man. I mean, you're the king of you pioneered a whole industry around cannabis. Did you ever think that you'd be in the spot you're at today?
You know, I never wrote a blueprint. I was just having fun. I was having fun, and I just wanted to put on for California, put on for my customers, and then obviously create the brand that I visualized and conceptualized.
Right now, as we sit here, what are the top strands that you see moving and people wanting?
Any type of candy, terpene profile, lemon cherries, Skittles, anything that's got a gas to it, a kick to it. Obviously some back-end gelato, 33. Those are pretty much the hottest strains in the street right now. Anything candy, you know, the customer has found their vodka. The customer has found their rum. The customer has found their champagne, their wine. The genetics that are out now, it's already exhausted. So this is what's here for the next 100 years. If there's a breeder or a grower that can bring something new to the table and create a hype and market it right and get it out to the masses, then there's only so many strains that make it to the professional leagues. From the OGs to the Bubbas to the Jack Herreras to the Blue Dreams to White Widows. There's so many people doing breeding projects, but there's so many strains that really, oh, this is different. Oh, this is one that's gonna make it to the next level. And right now we're in a candy world, and it seems like this is what it's gonna be for the next 100 years.
What's more important in your mind, the marketing or the actual quality of the grow?
Okay, let's go to Irwan. The orange juice at Irwan's $20 in a glass jar. When I can go buy oranges from the farmer's market that are maybe 50 cents a piece, or 20, I don't know how much, 25 cents a piece, squeeze them myself, buy that glass jar for maybe $1, and it only cost me $1.50 to make, and have the same quality as Irwan's orange juice for $1.50, mark it up 10%, sell it for $1.60 $1.65, and then give it to the consumers at that price and be like, yo, it's the same as Irwan. It's a lot of orange juice in different packaging. But like Louis Vuitton has the whole experience. You go to Louis Vuitton, you have an experience. You got the packaging, a distinctive item, the quality control, a sales rep. They're able, and there's also a limited amount of certain items they release. So they're able to get that high exit price for their goods, which might be made in Taiwan or France that only cost them $10 to make it.
You know, we've got Stizzy, we've got Cookies, we've got Backpack Boys, but Cali Plug is on that Mount Rushmore. And you've done it so organically, and I think you have a very unique customer experience, as you just put it. What would you say was the biggest help towards achieving that customer relationship with your brand?
Definitely having a face engaged with the brand. People were scared to put their face out on social media. People were so scared, and when I did it, they were like, oh my God. And then now it's the normal. So I'm not the hot boy. I'm not, oh, he might be this or he might be that, or how does he do this? It's normal now. Us being engageful on social media, being outside every day, consistency, and the big thing was that the $5 grams. We started selling $5 grams at indoor. And the first day I did it, Canoga Park, 420 nurses, I think it was right at like Sherman Way in Canoga, I think it is at. We had a line. The first day we did a pop-up off Snapchat and really showed ourselves to the public, we had a line. There was 20, 30 people. And I knew from that day it was gonna work. And the $5 grams disrupted all the other vendors at that time. Everyone was selling 10, 15, 20, $25 grams. That was the normal. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do $5 grams.
A lot of the big guys, you know, like any other industry, there's high competition, right? Have you felt some of the hate from the other big four players in the game, or do you feel some love?
There's no genuine love with nobody. No legal operators. No one's gave us a legal opportunity really, and if they did, they were just trying to scam us or take advantage of us. So there's never been a legal door open for us. All these legal operators, they have all this money. They look at us as competition. First of all, we're not in their lane. We sell ounces. I don't sell dubs, I don't sell eighths. 95% of the brands in the market sell eighths. Our customers smoke an eighth in one wood or one joint. If they go in the dispensary and buy an eighth, they're gonna have a bad experience because they roll it in one joint or one blunt. Our customers smoke an ounce a day. They need it for medicinal purposes. They need it because they have PTSD, and they're bigger smokers. They're more excessive smokers. Like my bro HB. He's got big fucking woods all day, you know. Yeah. This is the brand for him. He's like, HB's like, yo, I can only smoke Cali Plug. I need a zip a day, you know, to get through my day.
HP's a zip guy for sure. You know, Berner made a very controversial comment when he refers to this black and white world, meaning the white market versus the black market. What are your thoughts about what Berner said?
Well, it's all fabricated by the government. So the government wants us to think there's a black market and white market, black market, white market. These words, we have to dissolve them, because 99% of people that are on the white market also have to do some type of traditional activity that's somewhat against the law. That is black market activity, but I don't look at the words real. Just like I don't look at even race being real. It's just we're all humans. They want to categorize us and separate us. That's just another separation tactic. You see what I'm saying?
100%. Where did you get this hustle, Cali Plug? Were you always a hustler when you were young? Were you the kid who had the lemonade stand? Or
I always had like a diabolical plan, and I always wanted more. And I didn't want to be broke. And I wanted to be freelance and entrepreneur, but definitely just the Motor City hustle, a lot of movies, hip hop. You know, I was watching MTV and VH1 when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So Coolio, Gangster Paradise, Warren G, Beavis and Butthead, all this stuff. Definitely being around a lot of my Chaldean homies. My Chaldeans went hard.
Dearborn, Michigan.
Yeah. All my Muslim homies, they going hard and stuff. Like they was like on it, you know. A lot of my Jewish people going hard in Michigan too. So it's like being around a lot of different ethnical cultures and religions. Obviously, I was able to see their hustle, and their hustle pushed onto me. And it was like, yo, and then just coming out here, seeing all my Armenians go hard and all my Asians go hard out here. It was like, yo, seeing these ethnical cultures move hard, you know, it was just like, yo, it helped push into me, you know, it pushed onto me within cultural hustles. You see what I'm saying?
You know, Sebene seems to transcend all races, which is a beautiful thing about the product, is that everyone enjoys it and everyone gets to that same high. But in terms of your own personal consumption, are you smoking a lot of weed yourself?
You know, not to even cap at all, I haven't smoked in 3 months. So I've just been really cooling down on the consumption right now, just to get this year really dialed in. And be super hyper focused. It's just more of a mental strength for me. I love to smoke. I love to chief, smoke all day. I'd actually like to smoke right now, to tell you the truth. But I'm just being super hyper focused on what I'm intaking in my body and just health and everything, you know.
No, that's impressive. Now, you mentioned rappers. I know you have a close relationship. We've seen you with Little Boosie. What other rappers do you fuck with heavy, man?
I mess with mostly local artists. Shout outs to Boozy. Boozy Goes Hard. He's came through a couple times. Spiffy's his artist. Spiffy's dope too. I just mess with mostly local rappers. You know, Offset supported us over the year from the Migos. Every time Jeezy performs in Vegas, I usually go through to his shows with DJ Ace, his DJ, so it's nothing but love. Mostly local artists, bro. We just kind of go right with the real talent from LA.
No, that's dope, man. And you know, these pop-ups have become quite the thing, man. What are your thoughts on pop-ups and these sessions? Do you guys do you have a big presence at some of these, or have you peeled back from that?
Well, like I said earlier, we stepped away from the sessions. We just got too big of a following. So on average, I could have anywhere from 400 to 500 customers a day. We could even have more customers a day. That being said, it's just too much for the sesh, and it's too much for our personal safety and liability, being around other vendors, other product, more product, and we kind of had to steer away from the sessions, you know. And it was just like, oh, we outgrew it. So we have to have our own individual locations that are ours, and do our own pop-ups and bring our own following to our own pop-ups. And we do pop-ups every single day. Every single day we've been doing pop-ups for the last year and a half. So the last year and a half, we've been open every single day. Now before that, during the pandemic, we were closed. But COVID affected us in a bunch of different ways. All the prices that were $1,000, $1,500, shit jumped up about $2,000. So a $1,500 pack started going for $3,500. And we've always been about low cost indoor to the consumer, giving the consumer the most affordable price. We have a motto. We're not like other cannabis brands. You know, it's like a drug dealer industry. It's like, oh, the drug dealer's always been like, oh, make the most money, this greed, killing, all this, like, you know, kind of Pablo Escobar nature, you know, El Chapo nature. Nothing against these guys, you know, they're definitely legends, but it just came with greed, killings, you know, other stuff like that. Going back to the pandemic though, prices went up. We had to tap out, bro. We had to tap out, you know, and I'm not afraid to say it. Like, yo.
But when you say tap out, you really didn't have a big brick and mortar overhead, right?
At the time, we didn't, because I pushed away from the whole trap side. From October 2019 to about May of 2020, I didn't really want to be on the traditional market at the time, heavy. I was like, yo, I want to do the whole legal thing. I want to do the whole legal route, which it was indoctrination, and I wanted to take it big legally. I wanted to get evaluated, IPO, get investors, get funding, do all this great stuff, get a legal dispensary, just do that whole route. And the work that was involved was just insane. And the prices went up. So if the prices didn't go up, then we would have probably still been on the legal market. But all this PPP money, EDD money flooded, and these guys were all taking that money and putting it right back into cannabis, not knowing how to sell it, ship it, transport it to wherever it's going, taking losses, not taking losses, whatever they were doing, whatever they had going on. But that blew the farmer's ego out the water. So the farmer and the grower, they had so much pressure on their back at the time because there was such a demand. And that's right when lemon cherries and runts took off, right when March 2020 is when the pandemic hit, and right when the runts took off, the genetics weren't saturated. The Gelato 33, the lemon cherry, the runts weren't saturated. They were able to get top dollar, and there was a market. Now the genetics got saturated. Now, we didn't have access to those flavors at that point, so I didn't have the flavors the streets wanted in March of 2020, and I didn't have the price point suitable on what I wanted to deliver to customers. So I had to tap out somewhat and be like, yo, I gotta stop right now. And then I had to work it all the way from the bottom. Again, I had to restart everything. I had to recalibrate my whole brand and business. I mean, I literally went from having festivals, 5,000, 10,000 people coming, grossing millions of dollars, vendors killing it, relationships created for years, to not having anything. I'm not saying money-wise, I'm just saying like, it was a diamond. I created this diamond, and the diamonds, everyone's been able to feel the diamond. Losing this diamond for a second was the worst feeling ever. Not having pop-ups, not having a demand, not having customers. And I'm like, yo, I have to, I cannot lose this again. I have to have the pop-ups going every day. I have to have my customers communicated right. And my data was my data was all fragmented. Like, my data was all over the place. So getting my Snapchat deleted, we never had a phone line. We never had a hotline. We never had an email blast. We had never had a way to communicate with the customers. It was always Snapchat. It's like, yo, we're here today. This is where the pop-up's at. We'll see you guys here at, boom, 3:30, boom, post the Addy. They come. When we lost the Snapchat, it was a big hit, bro.
Yeah.
And it literally lost my whole outreach to speak to my consumers and my base. So I had to start from the ground up to where I'm at today, to the success I have today.
Now, you mentioned festivals. Are you still going to do festivals going forward? Because I know those were massively successful.
Yeah, we're actually going to do our festivals in Buffalo, New York with a lot of the tribes out there and the Indian reservations out there. It's a lot more flexibility, a lot more safety. They're governed by their own tribal laws. California is not really where we want to do the festivals because we want more freedom. Our festivals were the biggest. I'm talking about 100,000 pounds sold in one day, record numbers. Guarantee if there was any type of bookkeeping, the most flowers sold in one day, the highest grossing festivals, highest grossing the weird. So I mean, like, self-explanatory.
Well, have you looked at Pachanga, Morongo down here?
You know, no disrespect to my people out here. Compare, and this is a dispute. This is kind of a debate my Indian brothers and family can have. The New York Indians, from my knowledge, never really got pushed out. They held it down. The California tribes got pushed out and then they were able to re-access their land. They've had situations with the cops out there where they've pulled guns and shut their streets down and this and that, said, get the fuck off our property. I'm saying, like, stuff they could tell you, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Out here it's a little bit different because there's so much money in the casinos with Morongo and Pachanga, all this stuff that, like, they wouldn't want to disrupt it, and they're making so much money with the casinos. Why would we want to do some cannabis stuff?
Why bump the apple cart?
Yeah, why even risk it? So it doesn't even make sense for them to do anything when really I could probably make more money with the cannabis sales than the casino activity.
A lot of guys are complaining that organized crime elements have gotten into the space. Do you feel that they've applied some pricing pressure and too much product on the market, these organized crime groups that are growing now?
I mean, in a sense, if the labor is people that are, like, here to fight to get to their papers, their visa, their citizenship, and it's like, yo, you got to work for me for 5 years because I flew you from this country, so I need you to stay in this house and trim for me for 5 years in this house and not leave this house and technically be some type of, like, I don't want to say slave to get their papers or their citizenship, but they
servant. Yeah.
They chose to do that. It was their choice, and that makes it unfair in a sense for the market. Let them float their boat. I'm in my own lane. I'm not worried about no organized crime. I sell ounces for $100. I have the best prices. I have the freshest product, and I'm direct to consumer.
So Cali Plug, the word on the curb is you're going not only statewide but international, bro. What countries are you targeting for the Cali Plug brand?
Definitely London, England, of course, Spain, Barcelona, probably our two biggest markets right there. We're gonna be at Cannabis this year too for the big world weed conference. We'll be out there with the bags, the flavors.
How is the European market? Are they paying the same prices?
No, it's actually way more inflated. There's such a demand for California flower out there. They pay top dollar. And it's huge. And all these people that want to go to the East Coast and sell weed in New York or Virginia or wherever, just get your weed over to Spain and you'll get 5x times whatever you put it out.
Really? What's the government's policy on cannabis out in Spain? Is it legal?
It's somewhat of a free-for-all.
Do you like to travel, Cali?
Yeah, I love to travel.
Yeah.
I love to work on different markets, different cities. We're actually going to do a Chicago pop-up this week. They love us in Chicago. They love us in Detroit, my hometown. We are definitely the #1 brand in the Midwest, hands down.
100%. You know, now that you're flying private, can you ever fly on a normal jet, bro?
Well, let me speak about that. So one big thing when the brand started was we signed up for JetSmarter. And JetSmarter was the Uber shared private jet program. And I was using JetSmarter to create this lifestyle and this image for me and the brand. And I would basically wait for everybody to get off the private jet, or I'd rent the private jet for me and my homies. So I brought a lot of people on for their first time. And I say this in every interview because this was a real pivotal element in building the brand was being on the private jet. So I'd be on a private jet every day. Every single day I'd be on one. JetSmarter was only like $8,000 to sign up for in 2016. Signed up for JetSmarter, and then I'd be on my Snapchat, and I'd be like, yo, I'm in Chicago. I got as many pounds as you want. Boom. Creating this illusion that I had everything that you wanted. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It's for you to believe. And people are like, how does he do this? He's hot. Oh my God, how does he get away with this? How does he get the private jets? And it created a lot of chatter and a lot of disruption, and a lot of people showed it and shared it, and all these other people. And keep in mind, I was one of the first people to do sessions in Florida and New York in 2016. People thought I was the hottest, like, oh my God, you're so hot, and why are you doing this? He's gonna go to jail. He's going to jail. You know, I already been to jail. I got through that. I got over that. I'm not going back.
Now, your give back to society is something that we really appreciate, the Skid Row Smokeout. Can you tell us a little bit about the premise behind that, the genesis?
Yeah. Search on YouTube, search Skid Row Smokeout. We started in 2016. It was like the first event gathering I put together before the sessions, before the pop-ups. We still had like 50 people plus come through, support, give back. We gave out t-shirts to everybody, but Skid Row Smokeout is basically being in touch with the community and people that are going through it and having issues. You know, people kind of frown the homeless down when there could be mental health issues. Sometimes it's not drugs or criminal activity. It's like they're going through it or they don't have family or they lost everything. Or, you know, there's people that come out of homeless state and become successful. It's your life. It's whatever you want to paint it. It's your picture. But we show love to Skid Row usually about twice a year, Thanksgiving time and Memorial time.
That's dope.
We go down there. We give free weed out. We have other people give out free weed, clothes, canned food, do haircuts, and we get directly with the community. Like, you know, I'm like right there with the whole Skid Row community.
Yeah.
And we give out probably close to 1,000 pounds a day, and some people are giving out their shake, their smalls, their roaches, whatever it is. I actually want to create some type of like cannabis amnesty box down there where people can drop off their old weed or roaches and somebody can go check in and take it out every night or something.
That's dope,
you know?
Yeah.
But definitely the Skid Row Smokeout has got a lot of big things coming. I'd actually like to start a Skid Row music festival and set that up and turn the donation drive into an actual music festival.
That would be cool.
Be able to bring some big artists.
Yeah.
And
now you also have two kind of YouTube channels that are going to be launched, Cali Eats and Free Game Logistics. Free Game will be your podcast, correct?
Yeah, Free Game is just basically helping people stay out of the hamster wheel, analyzing all your risk associated with trapping or moving product and making sure that you don't take L's, you know the risk that's involved, and you know what possibly could happen. So we're going over everything from stash bots to distribution locations, to sample locations, to Telegram, Instagram, every aspect, to phone communications, everything that could go wrong, hyper analyzing it so you can scale and grow and what level you want to scale and grow to. So a lot of people are just coming out to California and they just take losses out here with the mail, the airport, they just lose their packs, or they win 20 times and take one loss, and just one loss could set them back 6 months or 12 months.
So, Cali, you've got your hands in so many different things, man. What's a normal day look like for you? Are you an early riser?
Damn, well, first of all, I'm a family man. I got 2 daughters, and I'm up, and then with my family, we're figuring out what's going to go down for the day, what's the forecast today, where the pop-ups at, meeting with vendors, brokers, growers, distributors, going through procurement of product, working on designs, working on different cities, logistics, where we're going this week, and then also working on content for Free Game Logistics, Cali Eats reviews, and different other YouTube projects we got going on.
So your day doesn't end.
Yeah, I'm a family man. Like I said, I'm just here to help. I'm just here to put on for the community, put on for brands, and put on for Cali Plug, and be a pioneer and stable in this industry. And if I didn't do this, there had to be a me. That's what people don't understand. As much as people want to, oppose the brand, it's like a Donald Trump brand. Like, people are going to have good things to say and people are going to have some bad things to say. But if I wasn't here, there had to be me. There had to be this figure and character of my sort.
Right. And I noticed the love outweighs the hate, but the few haters, does that take a toll on you when you hear negative comments, or do you just dust it off like it's not a big deal?
It just depends. If the negative comments are just out of pure hate and there's no validity behind the comments, of course. My breath could stink. That's your opinion. I need the hate. I need the chatter. I'm disruptive, so I need people to say positive or negative things. Just creates the brand and amplifies the brand and grows the brand. So it's needed. No matter what, I can't let it take me down, or I can't be upset. When this interview comes out, there's gonna be people in the comments saying the best things, and then there's gonna be typers, kids in their basement in North Dakota talking shit. You know what I'm saying? It just comes with it, bro.
It comes with the territory, but you're doing it in stride,
when you're on
man.
top, people are gonna hate.
Right. Cali, we got to thank you for coming through,
Salute,
man.
bro.
How can our audience tap in with you? Do you interact with
we're
a lot?
open. Yeah, we're open every day. Call us, text us 310-919-8371, 310-919-8371. My Instagram's Cali, C-A-L-I, 4 letters, like 4-letter IP, very simple. The brand is Cali Plug, C-A-L-I-P-L-U-G. You can see it right here. youtube.com/Cali Plug. And check us out, caliplug.us. I'm the US Cali Plug, United States, baby.
You heard it there. Thank you, Cali.
Appreciate you, Cine fam. Let's get it.